up, y'all? This is Rayon Lawrence.
What's up, stranger?
Stress. Been looking for work.
What you looking for?
2 ounces of hard white.
Bitch.
People are always asking me, Kiki, the books that you write, is that about you? Is that about your life? I used to rob drug dealers. I used to traffic drugs. I was a savage. I used to get it, and I didn't care who I got it from.
I've been looking for you for 2 weeks. Where is my money?
And now I can sit here and show you guys a glimpse of my life before I turned it around.
I'm gonna ask you one more time, Kiki. Think harder, right? Where's my goddamn money at?
Mrs. Santana, you look stunning. What are you wearing? And tell us about this new venture in the fashion industry.
I'm wearing a piece from my own line. It's called Kais, designed by my brilliant partner and friend, Karen Blackwell.
Wow. Look at Adriana Santana. She's hot. I don't see Lewis anywhere, though. I noticed Sheldon Chisholm and his family are here. Not to mention the other half dozen criminals in here.
Oh, no, you don't. We're here to have fun.
But why are you here alone? Where's your recently acquitted husband, Louis?
Louis is back home resting. He has his share of bright lights and cameras. We just want to leave that whole thing behind us.
No work today. We've been here for 5 minutes and you're already profiling people? Come on now.
And what else are you looking to see tonight?
All of my friends and to show off her brilliant work. Everything that you're about to see.
We can't wait for it.
The only reason I invited you is because you're my best friend and we never get to spend time together. Plus, you're killing it in that dress. Here comes Jess. I wanted to introduce you to.
Roger that.
Then why do you have it?
She told me to keep it!
I'll be out in a minute. Stop with the lies!
He's a very flashy Haitian with a penchant for violence. He's no one to play with, Haitian.
Where's my goddamn money at?
Sakura is dead.
Play with me again. I'm tired of hearing you talk all the time. Save it. Save it.
She's my friend. She's my friend.
But I will not give up. I will not give in. And I will not get caught. Time to go hunting.
And the winner is Wes Clark. Congratulations.
Yes, she's my mother.
rock stars. There is nothing like those wild, rebellious party animals.
Entry number 60. When I decided to pursue acting, I never thought it was this difficult after weeks of being homeless, jobless, sleeping on my friends' couches. I'm finally here!
Just take care.
What are you doing?
Shh. What's going on?
Tribe, they're
Terry.
coming.
Where have you been? I've been calling you on your cell phone all day.
At work.
Faith wake up, dope sick, fiending for a snip. Left the house, ain't tell her husband she was gone, she just dipped.
Why is it that you are taking large sums of money out of our account every single day?
While her family's at home, she's out there chasing that high. Roaming up and down the block, she run into this pimp guy. He's conversating with her, asked her if she trying to make cash. Next thing you know, she's in front of the pink house selling the ass. Then she gets dope sick again. She need that boy, so she out there searching again. She's tired of her life, for years she done wrong. Now she wanna do right, she go to rehab to get the help she need. And she tell her family,
I'm Yoshi Lomax, superstar attorney at law and fugitive.
So, you're the famous Yoshi Lomax. Probably more infamous.
I'm on the run from the federal government for crimes that I didn't commit.
Gentlemen, I'm Deputy U.S. Marshal Sharon Starr. I'll be taking things from here.
Not to mention being on the hit list of at least 3 of Miami's major crime bosses.
I wanted to apologize in person for leaving so abruptly last night.
Welcome back.
That's Vladimir Kuznetsov, a Russian crime boss. He's been a suspect in over a dozen missing person cases.
I mean, I didn't get here to be this successful for doing things the American way.
I need a list of the jury for my case with Hanju.
Oh, really? What's that worth to you? Oh my God, you're such a...
Mr. Santana is to be released upon processing.
So what do you know about Sheldon Chisholm?
What do you want to know about him?
I really need to know if you're going to take my case. I don't have time to play, Miss Lomax.
Money is not a problem. You know anything about his case?
It's being handled by agents in my field office.
I've learned that in this game of life, in order to win,
Ready to dance?
you gotta play dirty. You might look at me and see a beautiful, confident, successful woman.
Congratulations, counselor. Yet another win.
But underneath, I'm flawed. I'm broken. And I'm scared. So I have no choice but to run until I can find a way to clear my name.
Miss Lomax is now considered a fugitive of the United States. Catching fugitives is my business, which makes her my suspect. You and your associates are relieved.
Look. She killed one of our own.
But I will not give up.
All right, people, listen up. Get a picture of Miss Lomax out there so the public knows what she looks like.
I will not give in.
Okay. People, we got a game plan. Let's break and execute.
I will not get caught.
Time to go hunt.
So we have the extended version of the dream sequence right here. Sheldon comes to visit Yoshi
in her hotel room after their meeting. Yoshi looks a little nervous at first, but then you see things get a little steamy after he throws her against the wall. And right here, Yoshi thinks she has everything under control because that's how she manipulates men through her sexuality. So, in her mind, she has him right where she wants him. You see, that's Yoshi, though. She's hot, she's sexy, she's manipulative. She uses sex to get the upper hand on men, get the win no matter what the cost. And as you can see, this is not exactly the result she was looking for. We shot this scene in Atlanta. Chuck Gomez was the director of photography. Great scene, good acting by Zasha and Wilner.
For pop R&B artist Jamela.
I picked Kelly. Yeah!
Love you, hate you. I don't know if I should leave you. Stay here, right here. Push you out, I let you back. Love you, hate you. I don't know if I should leave you. Stay here, right here. For your love and hate got me running.
Can we just handle this in the morning, please?
No, I think I want to handle this right now. You can give your time to the studio boy, but I think your man can get a few minutes. Alright? Hey, don't walk away from me!
You're hurting me. Stop, please.
Get in the car.
Up and down this roller coaster, around in circles. We go trips around the moon. So confused, so scared, so in love, so unfair. It's so unfair, yeah.
Chastity, the social media influencer and rockstar killer. Maria, from Miami. And Lucy, aspiring actress. Sydney, hip-hop lover and writer, so I'm told. And my quiet one, Mackenzie. Well, hello, ladies. I'm Bella. I have a question for everyone. Why do you think rich men cheat? Control. I'm going home.
Don't go.
Attention.
You bring the total package to the table. You just need the right friends.
Are you my friend?
No, but you can be mine.
And power.
I stuck my neck out for you.
Thank you!
And I pulled the strings to get you onto this show.
Take all three away, and he becomes desperate.
So, what's with the apples?
Well, it represents knowledge, wisdom, beauty, and power. Here, you will learn how to gain ownership of all.
I'm gonna send you the money for the ticket, and I already have your room set up at the Palms.
You do that, babe. Because once you have possession of the apple, no man alive will have power over you.
You make it sound so easy.
Oh, it's not easy.
Brett, look, I'm sorry.
Save it! Save it!
I get no auditions.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
I get no callbacks.
I really need to get upstairs. They stole all my money.
I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but you're no better than the rest of us.
Right now they have a do not disturb until this afternoon. If they call you, great.
How is he gonna call me if he doesn't?
If not, charge it to the game.
Make no mistake, ladies. In order to succeed in this game, you must be willing to play it out till the very end.
This business is all types of savage. What are you doing?
But if you follow my blueprints, I guarantee you will become a millionaire within the next 3 years. Possibly way earlier. So, are you ready to take that step?
Another day, another dollar. Ain't about money, don't you holla. 100 miles and racing, and that money conversation been my own. don't need motivation, yeah.
Up, y'all? This is Rayon Lawrence.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Catherine Nunez, and you're watching Real Talk with the director and the counsel on the IE Network.
Real Talk.
Hey, I'm Gina Lou, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hey, what's up? It's Logan Browning, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Real Talk.
Hi, this is Alana De La Garza, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, I'm Diane Franklin from Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. You're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, this is Monique Dupree, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, I'm Stormy Maya, and you are listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
It's Vicky Judy. Orange is the new black, and I'm here with Real Talk.
Yo, what up? This is Jay Ellis, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio. Keep it locked.
Hi, I'm Trina Parks, and you're listening to Real Talk Radio with the Director. Hey, I'm Issa Rae, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Nothing more, nothing less. What's going on? Welcome to another edition of Real Talk with the Director and the Jedi Council. I'm the Director. In case you didn't know, we'll be with you for the next 120 minutes or so. Real Talk is brought to you each and every Monday by B2S Media. We broadcast live via the World Wide Web on YouTube.com/IE Network TV and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. What's going on? Thanks again for joining us back for another Monday. Got some stuff to talk about. I don't know why I'm yelling. Can't really hear myself. Anyhow, we got some stuff to talk about this weekend. I hope everybody enjoyed. So, yeah, man. So as we know, the San Diego Comic Con happened last week when they announced the big announcement of RDJ coming back to play Dr. Doom. Mixed reviews, mixed emotions, mixed responses, mostly good. Some not too, even Ralph not too happy about it. He said he doesn't really like that idea. A lot of people share his his thoughts. But so TMZ caught up with Jonathan Majors. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And I want to pose this question to all my listeners that's out there or viewers. Is it time, should Jonathan Majors get his quote unquote second chance, right? We all know Ezra Miller, TMZ brought up this fact. Ezra Miller, RDJ, and a host of other people have done crimes. They've committed crimes and been convicted of crimes, things like that, right? But yet they had their redemption, right? Their redemption opportunity. They still had the opportunity to play their characters in films. So the question TMZ has is basically, they wanted to ask Jonathan Majors. They caught up with him, and his response was I thought was a good response because he was able to express his feelings without downing, no pun intended, without downing Downey, and or anyone else for that matter. So I thought he did a good job at that. His response was he was heartbroken, right? That's what TMZ had said. Let's see if I may have the actual joint here. Let me see if I can play this. This is compliments of TMZ. Ain't nobody trying to steal nothing, YouTube. Here we go. Let's just play it so we can hear it real quick, right? Okay.
I mean,
looks like he's replacing your villain, you know, Kang. I mean, are you hurt with the new direction that like Marvel is like going?
Yeah, heartbroken.
You are.
Yeah, of course. Come on. Yeah, of course. I love him. I love Kang. I love Kang.
I mean, you know.
Dr. Doom is wicked though.
Oh, yeah, it is good. It's gonna be good. I mean, both Robert Downey Jr. and Ezra Miller have had like a history of trouble with like, you know, the law and getting arrested for felonies. I mean, you only had a misdemeanor. Do you feel like it's unfair that like you're not being given the same opportunities as them?
See the setup.
Damn. I think it's fair that Mr. Downey is being and has been greeted with patience and curiosity and love, and that Mr. Miller's gotten the same treatment, and that they're being allowed to work their art and be creative at that level. You know, it's not. Nah, I'm not really. I didn't really get that.
Nope, there you have it. So they went on to say, "Do you wish you had the same opportunity as them?" He kind of, yeah. Matter of fact, before I comment on this, let me bring the Jedi Council in. Kev and Ralph, y'all in the building. Thanks for coming back.
Hello.
So brother, based on that, what I just played, I think Jonathan Majors handled the questions very well. Honestly.
Very professional. Very
professional. He didn't downplay anybody. He didn't throw shade at anybody. He just stated the facts. He thought that it was fair that they were greeted with love and patience and this and that. And he didn't get that opportunity. He didn't get that. So that's a fact at this point. So my question to the audience and to everyone is it time to start greeting Mr. Majors with that love, that patience, and let's try, even if it's, you know, his fans, you know, if nothing else, black people, let's keep it 100. You know, is it time for us to you know, rally together and try to, you know, push this man back into the spotlight, you know, at least try to do our part to try to help get him back into the spotlight.
What the hell?
No. He gets no play in the Disney universe.
I'm not saying about Disney. I'm just
we don't
saying,
want him back
period.
as yet. He needs to stay off for a couple of months.
Well, devil's advocate.
No,
over
in
here.
all seriousness, I think Hollywood is going to let. I think Hollywood is going to let him back in. When that's going to be, it's not probably going to be soon, but it's going to take for somebody to act for that. It's going to take for the release of that film for him to really get back in, and for that film to get high praise before Hollywood lets him back down.
I think. Do you guys think that, let's say, if he had the fan support, right? Like overly fan support. Let's just say he does have a film coming out. It's more on the independent side. It's, you know, but it's by I talked about it once before. It's coming out soon. It's like a thriller horror type of film that he's in. What I'm saying is, if he could get, and it's just a theory, if he can get the real overwhelming fan support on his next film that comes out, that could actually turn an eye to the bigger stage, I believe, because it's like, think of the Snyder Cut, right? Think of Zack Snyder fans that just overwhelmingly supported Zack Snyder, you know, even did the petition and all stuff. I'm not saying people have to do a petition for Jonathan Majors, but why not? Why not give it a shot? Hey, why not petition? Yo, get Jonathan Majors back. Whatever. It may, you know, Disney's not gonna not going to fold to that, but it still makes a statement, even if they don't do it.
I'm going to disagree with that piece of it about what you said, but I'm more in agreement with what Kev said. Look. I understand you fans out there because we're all fans of actors and actresses in our movie business, right? And from time to time, that fandom is you feel you're betrayed because your favorite actor or actress, musician, whatever, has done something that's put them into a perilous situation. Okay. Now, with Jonathan Majors, when he mentioned Robert Downey Jr., he specifically said Robert Downey Jr. and Ezra Miller. Now, on one hand,
well, they did. He just answered their question.
He answered the question, but in that defending that statement, Robert Downey Jr. went to jail, and it took a while for Hollywood to let him back in. It wasn't instantaneous. It took some years for him to come back. Ezra Miller right now isn't doing anything. I mean, Hollywood is not welcoming him back. There's no new project. There isn't a Flash 2 on the agenda, anything like that. So Ezra Miller is and also not only is that a different case, but we're in a different time period between when Robert Downey went to jail and Jonathan Majors now. Yes, I feel Jonathan Majors got a real raw deal, real raw. But what you're saying about the idea is that the fans come together. No, that is not. Look, you fans, I always say this about you guys. You guys think that you move the needle, and on some instances, for some things, yes, the fandom can come out and speak, and something will happen. But for things like this, when it really boils down to a money issue, because that's what it boils down to for Jonathan Majors right now, somebody has got to see him more than just what happened to him and say, I want to take a chance on him. And it's got to be somebody of real serious weight. Now, this independent boxing movie that he came out, he's getting rave reviews. It's already been out there on the independent circuit as far as film festival. People have seen this movie. You can't, unless you're going to say, well, we're going to release this movie and it's going to be a box office titan that's going to make $200 million worldwide. You have no guarantee that's going to happen. It could be a $200 million failure.
Right. No,
That's a legitimate statement. Now,
no, it very well be. It very well can be. But
right.
What I was saying about but if the fans decided to support him, would that not help drive up sales on his newest film?
No, because you fans would literally have to go out there and make that a $200 million grossing movie. Your fans are not going to do that. You're not.
Well, I mean, but this is the thing, Ralph. You're not listening to what I'm saying.
No, I'm hearing exactly what you're saying.
If they are, you're saying that they're not going to do that. Okay, fine. They're not going to do that. But my point is, for them to do that, right? If they were to do that, that could make a difference and turn an eye towards now the movie you're talking about is the film that played at Sundance. That movie is not coming out yet. That movie is the one he got rave reviews about. He has another film that's coming out. That's actually coming out, right? I think it's coming out this year. And that film is the film that it's more independent, whatever the case. New kind of a new director, what have you. But he is the major star in the film so far. We don't know who else.
I understand, but what I'm saying is it's going to boil down to, at the end of the day, it always boils down to the almighty buck. In my view, it does not matter unless the film comes out and it's critically praised and it's financially praised. Then the answer to your question will be a yes. That would move the needle. Say, hey, this guy, we need to bring him back now. If it's critically praised, but it doesn't move the money needle, then the answer to that question is no. Because at the end of the day, every person working in Hollywood, your box office is what keeps getting you your work. That's what gets you your money. And Jonathan Majors, as of right now, has the work he done been impressive in Hollywood? I would happily say yes. Yes, it has. Creed 3, I mean, he built us so much praise from Lovecraft County alone that you would say, well, this guy, he deserves a second chance. But until that money needle where you see the movie is all on his shoulders, it is not going to move that needle. It's not. The only way the needle really moves is if you this another movie comes out and it makes some serious coin at the box office. And I said 200 million. I'm saying 200 million worldwide. Let's just sit there and say that it does a good 80 million in the US. Okay. Yeah, that potentially, yeah, because now you see that there's a money value attached to your name. The other movies that Jonathan Major has been in, he's been in, but the movie did not rest on his shoulders. You're in there with somebody else. It didn't say starring Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors, that's the difference. And even when
this new movie, he's the star. This
right,
movie
but
that's
even
about
when
to come out, because like I said, that director Martin Villanova, who is the brother of Dennis Villanova, who is a successful director. He's the one who did Dune Part 1 and Part 2, Blade Runner 2040. Yeah, so now this dude, this director, this is kind of like his thing, and I think Dennis is somewhat producing on this film, but it's still gonna be considered like an indie in a way. You know what I mean?
Now, if this was Dennis's movie, okay, that's a major player. Somebody a serious weight right now in Hollywood has to put their faith in putting Jonathan Majors into a movie, and don't have to be a big part. It could be like a support role, whatever. But they got to put the faith. Let us put him into this. Let's see how the audience reacts to this. And then based on that, and then based on box office, now we can see about putting this guy, giving him another shot at a franchise, right? And like I said, with Robert Downey Jr., let's be honest for a minute. All you out there talking about Robert Downey Jr., listen, when Robert Downey Jr. was in jail and he came out, he did a couple movies. None of y'all went to go see him. And one of the movies that I love, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, let's be clear, fandom, that movie came out before Iron Man, and a lot of you never saw it.
Yeah, well, he didn't have a fandom until Iron Man.
Exactly.
Until the MCU. He didn't have a fandom until then, really.
No, he did. He had no, Robert Downey Jr. did have a fandom. He didn't have the rabid fandom that he has now.
No, of course. But he
had a fandom.
I mean,
he had been around a while.
He had fans. He'd been around for a while. People knew he was a good actor, and all of that. But what I mean is, it wasn't until obviously he inherited, let's just say, because it really isn't his fandom, it's the comic book fandom, the comic movie Marvel fandom that he inherited.
I can't even say that because I can't say that neither. I can't say that. I can't say that because at that time, Marvel itself didn't have this rabid fandom like they got today. They did not. They did not.
No.
Yes, they did.
Marvel did have a fandom.
They did not. No.
The
what
MCU was new, but of course Marvel had a fandom. They had made a billion movies before that, and of course, the one thing you're always discounting, Ralph, and I hate to always bring it up to you. The comic book fans, Marvel comic book fans.
Stop.
There is no MCU without the Marvel comic book fans.
I'm not saying. Wait a minute. You can have the MCU without the with the Marvel comic fans. I'm not.
No, you can't.
You didn't hear what I just said. I said, but you can have the Marvel MCU with the comic book fans. I'm not disagreeing with that one.
Right.
But you can't have the fandom from Robert Downey Jr. without the MCU.
Now
you can't. So what I'm saying,
you can't have the fandom without the MCU, right? That's my point. My point is, my only point that you disagree with, I said he inherited,
but he didn't inherit it because he did. No,
He did.
because that at that point in time, Marvel movies. We're gonna stick with the movie part. What, like you just said, it wasn't the ravenous event like it is now. Because let's be clear, Marvel made a bunch of movies before, and a lot of them flopped. A lot of them flopped.
And also remember,
And a lot of them made a lot of money too.
Reason why
The only Marvel movie really
that was
Blade. I'll give you X, and wait, that's with the MCU. I will, if you want to be technical, I'll give you Spider-Man and X-Men. I'll give you those. Right.
Yeah,
But
well, that's the only movies that was really out. I mean, you had the Fantastic Four, but you have the X-Men
Punisher.
franchise.
Wait a minute, hold.
Wait,
you had two versions of the Punisher. You had Howard the Duck. You had a couple of other Marvel movies that came out and were bombs.
Yeah, I understand that, Ralph, but they made more money than bombs. That's what I'm saying. If you add the X-Men franchise, the Spider-Man franchise, the Fantastic Four, if you add all of those together, they made money and they had fans. It's just that the MCU took it to another level. Now, here's what I say by he inherited, because I'm gonna tell you this right now, and this is a fact. I'll use him as an example only because he was considered. He already has a fandom, but let's not count them. But if Tom Cruise was cast as Tony Stark, he would have inherited the same amount of fandom that Robert Downey Jr. would have, because of the fact that, of course, everyone now can't think of anyone but Robert Downey Jr. to play Tony Stark because that's the guy we had. But if we didn't have him and we had Tom Cruise, another good actor, and who could pull off the role of Tony Stark, he would have inherited the same, and it was the same movie. He would have inherited the same amount of fans.
That's a lot of ifs. That's a
There
lot
no
of
ifs. That's that. No, I'm saying the same movie, right?
And I would be wait. I'd be more tempted if you said this one. I'm gonna pick Tom Hiddleston, right? A guy that was largely unknown. When he became Loki, he was largely unknown, right? And he has this rabid fan base because of his involvement in MCU. People like Tom Cruise, Robert Downey Jr., they already had existing fan base before.
But Downey did not have the fandom that Cruise had.
Of course not.
When he came into the MCU.
Of course not. But the thing with Robert Downey Jr. is that although he may not have had this rabid fan base, one, he did have a fan base because he's in some of those teen comedies that we loved as teenagers. Yeah. But he was very well respected in Hollywood itself.
He was. He was as an actor. As an actor. And I'm not denying none of that. All I'm saying is, and I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent, all I'm saying is this. How can you not honestly say that when it comes to fandoms, when it comes to comic book films, you are inheriting the fan base? That's why if you don't do a good job, you get killed so much by the fans, because you're inheriting that fan base. How many different people play Batman? You know what I'm saying? And if you don't do a good job, you get killed. If you do a great job, you get praised and you get the fans following you. Christian Bale, same deal. You can't say that Christian Bale had the greatest fan base before he did Batman.
You're absolutely right.
Batman movies.
But then I can sit there. I can sit there and say Val Kilmer. I could sit there and say Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer does not nearly have, and he was a decent Batman. He does not nearly have the fan base that Keaton has or Bale has, even Affleck. And we're not even going to talk about George Clooney. We're not even going to talk about George Clooney. But we're not even going to mention George Clooney,
right?
Right. We're not even
Well, Clooney has his own fan base anyway. He already kind of had his own fan base, even when he did. And then after he did Batman, he has his own. My whole point is, we all know that they all have their own, fans that favorite them and gonna follow them. But my point is, getting back to the original point, Downey, okay, I'm gonna keep it 100, bro. Especially at the start, maybe not now, because he's cemented his thing on the role. But from the beginning, you could pretty much put any good actor or decent actor in that role.
I am in total agreement with that. I am in total agreement with that one.
Right. So that's what I mean by he inherited a certain amount of this fandom that even followed him to other movies. He inherited it from the
I can't agree with that. All I sat there and said was that Robert Downey Jr. was already while he's vastly different than Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors does not nearly have the kind of fan base that when he got in his trouble that Downey had. Downey went to jail. Downey went to jail, and Jonathan Majors does that because Jonathan Majors, if you take this incident out with the girl, he was building up his reputation. As of yet, even though Ant-Man wasn't the greatest, he was still pretty damn good. He was still pretty damn good.
He already appeared in Loki, and he already appeared in the Ant-Man, in the Wasp movie.
Right.
So he was already, because and you can't say he did gain some more fans from that, because there are fans complaining that about the character. But another thing, I got 2 points behind that. One point is he inherited fans, right, that was bummed out that they fired him, but at the same time, there we go with the fandom. They're saying recast him, recast Kang. Why not? Why go away from Kang? Just recast him if you're not going to, use Majors. So at the end of the day, it's just like what we say, or what I always say. I'll use my basketball analogy. When I talk about the Lakers, people say, "Oh, listen, I don't care if I hated you when you was on the other team. I root for the laundry. When you come to the Lakers, I'm rooting for you. I don't care if I hated you when you was on another team," right? So it's the same thing how the comic fans feel. We're rooting for the property, all right? As long as you come in and do a good job, we actually don't care who's actually playing the character.
Wes, see right there, and what you just said, that's the problem. You're rooting for the property, not the person. So the fan,
person,
but you just said it yourself.
All right, listen.
But you just said it yourself.
My analogy, though, but you didn't listen to my analogy. It's the same analogy as if you're not playing for my sports team. I hate you, or I don't care about you, but now you're playing for my sports team, so I'm rooting for you. But ultimately, I root for the laundry, meaning because you're wearing the laundry, I'm rooting for you. So it's the same thing. When I say I root for the property, that means you are wearing the property, you are representing the property, so I root for you. That's the point.
Okay, but what you said when it came to Majors, that they're saying fandom is saying recast the character Kang. They're not saying bring Jonathan Majors back.
And this brings me back to my original point. That's what I said. My point is, if the fandom, if not just the fandom, forget about the comic book fandom, because I just told you how they get down. Okay, forget about. I'm talking about just fans. Period. Fans of Jonathan Majors, and if and quite frankly, black people. If we know that, we all sat there and know that he got a raw deal. Yeah. So why not rally behind this guy and try to do what we can to help push him back into the spotlight if we can? It doesn't mean it's going to definitely happen. It's not guaranteed, but it can hurt. That's for sure.
Okay, so here's the question. How can we as black people legitimately do that? That means by going out and supporting the movie, right?
Yeah. Yes, going out and supporting his movie.
Wouldn't the movie then need to be successful enough to turn Disney or Warner Brothers or Paramount's asset? Then you backed up my entire statement.
I never denied that statement that you made. We on the same page with that. That's what I said. What you don't even understand is that we are on the same page with that, because what I was saying, what you said is exactly what I said, but differently. What I said is the fans supporting him, going out, watching the movies that he does, because he's gonna probably pop up in a couple of smaller, budget movies. Go out and support that. Support his stuff. And then I said on top of that was, well, if you show your support verbally, vocally, on social media, keep, whatever. And like I said, hey, they did it for the Snyderverse, right? Reinstall the Snyderverse, whatever. It can't hurt. That's my point. If they really want to get behind this man and help, help do right by him. That's what I'm saying. Because we all know that he got a raw deal. And it's not impossible, right? It's not impossible. It's really it's about the will of the people that want to get behind him, right? That's all. And like you said, I agree with you. Unfortunately, people probably won't do that. That's the problem. But my whole point, the raising the conversation was, if people were to do that, which is not a big task. The man's not going to have a million movies coming out, so you're not going to be spending $1 million. But at the same time, he got a movie coming out. He's supposed to be a star of it, and we know that other one's hanging in the balance. I think they're waiting on dropping that one because of the nature of it, because of him being this whatever violent guy, whatever. Which at this point it doesn't really matter to me, because the case is over. It's not like it would hurt or help his case. So he's already been convicted. That's all said and done. This movie's been highly praised, highly acclaimed. We know that Disney had it on the shelf because of they bought Fox, because I believe Fox was the ones that owned it at the moment. When they bought Fox, they took it and put it on the shelf. But then Disney allowed the production company, the original production company, to buy it back from them, so they can take it and try to take it to another distributor and get it distributed. So that's still hanging in the balance. We don't know what's happening with that. But we do know that this film that he's starring in, he will be coming out in. And all I'm saying is this is going to be a pretty low budget film. Meaning not a lot of money. Not saying it's going to look low budget. What I mean is it's a horror film. So horror films, you don't typically spend a ton of money on anyway. So it's going to be like a horror thriller film. So if they can push that horror film, and I believe if it's a horror film, I don't believe it has to make $300 million to turn heads. It just has to turn a significant profit. So if the budget, let's just say, I mean, like I said, I don't see anyone else attached to the film yet, but fairly new director, Jonathan Majors is the main person. It's a horror / thriller film. I don't see this film costing them $100 million to make. You know what I'm saying? So if you can turn, $150 million on a $50 million budget, that's a good profit. That's $100 million profit that you turned on that. I'm just using it as an example. I don't know, and of course 200 would be awesome. That would be out of this world. And when you say worldwide, of course, but yeah, worldwide, that would be out of this world on a horror film, an indie film. It's not impossible though. You see what I'm saying? Especially if it's a good film. It's a good film. Now, granted, if it's terrible, no one's gonna just go out and support him anyway. If the film's terrible, gotta be a good film. But I think it's safe to say that Jonathan Majors is going to do a good job. He hasn't not done a good job.
I do believe that Jonathan Majors will be back. Somebody will hand him another franchise. My thing is that I think for right now to speed up the process, he needs someone of real significant weight to put him into a movie to showcase what he can do. And maybe it's not an action movie, maybe it is a drama that you book him in here like he's playing a lawyer or something where he get a chance to he he gets a good monologue somewhere in it where he can just showcase his abilities as an actor to communicate. He needs that part, but the main thing he just needs the person. Like in the black community, you do need a Tyler Perry or a Spike Lee or a Jonathan Peele. On the white side, Spielberg, LaChapelle, Nolan, to put him into that role that may be only 10 damn minutes, but that's 10 good minutes.
10 great minutes, exactly. It don't mean he has to be in the whole movie. You know what I'm saying? He just has a great.
He could just be 10 good minutes
10,
in the movie.
even if it's
and
10
total
total minutes throughout the movie. Just like what's his name? Who played the Joker? He wasn't even in the movie that long. He was only in the movie for a total of like 15 minutes or something like that. Total.
Yeah, Hannibal Lecter. He's in the movie 10 minutes. But
there you go. But he's
the most
memorable.
impact. But he's memorable. And like I even sit there and say Wesley Snipes, right?
Yeah.
Wesley at that point, Snipes is in Waiting to Exhale. He's in it for 5 damn minutes, but it was 5 good minutes.
5 good minutes, yeah.
Right.
No, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
You make that impact. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. He made the impact. He was one of the few guys in Waiting to Exhale that was the good guy. Because he could have had sex with Angela Bassett, but he didn't. He didn't. But he sat there, he talked to her, but in the end, he made her feel better about who he was. He was in the movie for I think it was really 7 minutes. He was in those 2 scenes, but they were 7 that just showcased that this guy is more than just a guy that could just beat people's asses. He can really act, and that's what Jonathan. He just needs 10 minutes to showcase. Hey, I'm good. I've been doing this for a minute. I'm okay. I think I'm okay. I know I can always get better. Every actor's gonna say I can always get better, but my past doesn't define who I'm going to become. What's my future? I just need the chance to show it.
Need that chance to show it. And you mentioned Tyler Perry, which I kind of see could be a good possibility. But the only problem is I don't really want him in a Tyler Perry.
I don't want to neither either. Neither do I.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only problem. I don't really want him in a Tyler Perry movie.
Now I'll say this: if Tyler Perry was going to do another movie, kind of like how he did for Color Girls,
right,
or for the Family That Prays, if it's something like that, don't put him into another Medea movie or Meet the Browns. Don't do that.
Put him in something serious where he is he has a significant role in the film and stuff like that. That if you do that, then okay, I'm cool with it. But yeah, Tyler Perry could be a potential outlet because he just worked with Megan. Obviously, who knows? He could have. That bridge could be built through Megan Good to possibly connect Jonathan and once again no Medea, none of that.
At this point, now that Michael B. Jordan is beginning to direct, he's really looking more into directing films. If Michael B. Jordan gave him an olive branch, say, "Hey, I want to put you in my movie. I got a part for you in my movie. It's a drama, but I need someone with your stature in it." Now you got familiarity with Jonathan Jonathan Majors and Michael Jordan, and you put him in his movie, and it's a damn good part. People was going to say, "Damn, I didn't think he could really do it. That he's not just a franchise guy. He actually got some skills."
Yeah,
that's all he needs is 10 minutes to showcase what he can really do. That's it.
Now I wanted to go through this real quick before I move on. We talk about Robert Downey Jr. Life before Iron Man, right? And we know that he was in a few films that we some of us love. You know what I mean? Obviously he was in Weird Science. I just watched that the other day. Rewatched that. But none of these films he was really like the star. He's some of them, some of them he gained that thing. But you had uh Weird Science, of course, he was supporting. Back to School, he was supporting. Um, I think he was a lead in the Pickup Artist.
He
Was a
was
lead
leading
in
pickup
that.
artist. Yeah,
He was leading the Pickup
he's one
Artist. Less Than Zero, he was one of the leads
zero.
in that. Um, Johnny Be Good, he was supporting. Um, then you got stuff like, True Believer.
That was really
Chances
good,
are,
really
yeah,
good.
no. Now, like I said, these are good movies, and this is where he was building his fans that just knows he's a good actor. You know what I'm saying? Because he acts well in his movies, right? Air America, he was, second, like the second lead, right? The lead was who was that? Mel Gibson. But
Yeah,
he was like second lead in that. Of course, he was the lead in Chaplin. Um that was all the way back in 92. Natural Born Killers, he was supporting. Good role though. Very good role in Natural Born Killers. Um
Soap Dish, man. He was
Soap
that whole.
Dish.
If you
Yep.
guys never seen Soap Dish,
Yeah, I saw that.
please. Soap Dish got like a couple of moments in it that you would just outright just die laughing. It is so damn
Yeah.
funny.
And he was, he was over, so he was going back and forth between his comedy stuff and and serious stuff. One Night Stand, I remember that. Um, and you had Two Girls and a Guy. That was actually that movie was once again, it was one of those. That was an indie movie, and that was with him and Heather Graham, I
Heather
think her
Graham.
name is Heather Graham.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then another chick. But it was an indie flick, but it actually wasn't a bad flick. He did some pretty good acting in that. Um so then you got US Marshals, he was supporting, but he had a significant role. He was still supporting, but his role was pretty prominent because he turned out to be like the bad guy or whatever, and the twist,
Mm.
spoiler alert. Bullfinger obviously supporting. Black and
another
White,
one, another one. If
another
y'all have
good
not
one.
seen Bowfinger, man, go
Oh yeah,
go find it.
Bullfinger, yeah. Black and White, In Dreams. I jumped over that. So I mean, like this stuff here is good stuff. Do I see crazy fandom behind this? No, but solid people that say, yeah, I like him. I'll go watch him. Then he did some television. Ally McBeal. He was in Ally McBeal for a couple of seasons, right? And then that got him kind of reacclimated to people, just people, right? It got him reacclimated to the face. You start seeing his face more because that show was pretty popular. And
Yeah,
then Gothica, he was in that. Then you have Kiss Kiss Bang. Let's jump up to Kiss Kiss
that was
Bang, which
it.
was an excellent
That
film. That's where
that
he started regaining people like, you know. um Good Night, Good Luck. Then he did a couple other things. Shaggy Dog. Zodiac, he was in that.
he was damn to me. That's when it
Mhm.
cemented that Robert Downey Jr. was really back. When you saw him in Zodiac, he was
Right.
damn good in Zodiac.
Good in that. Very good in that. Zodiac. Once again, but at that point it was like these are probably the films that that the casting from the Marvel universe was looking at. Like, yeah, this guy can act. But then you got Lucky You, Charlie Burnett, and then you have Iron Man in 2008. So from that point on, that is where it all his crazy fandom started because he inherited the Marvel fans. You know what I mean? The Marvel. Now remember, he inherited it because it's really like the comic fans and of course the movie fans too, because everyone was taking the journey together, right? It was the first film in the MCU, so you have Marvel movie fans from the old movies, right? Because they just went to see Marvel movies, and some of them, the last few that X-Men films were disappointing. So it's like, hey, let's take this new journey. Now we finally got something, something different. And the comic fans were more like, yeah, finally, we're gonna get some more, some more uh closer to the source material, blah 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 blah. So the comic fans, Marvel fans, were ecstatic about the MCU officially getting. Obviously we know the official MCU was the Blade movie, but you know what I mean. With starting this whole thing with Iron Man. From that point on, even you think about the other films that he did, Sherlock Holmes, and he did a couple of Sherlock Holmes films in between all of that. But he was pretty much locked in with what you call. He did Doolittle. That was after Endgame
That was
when it
horrible.
came out. He did Doolittle. He obviously did Oppenheimer and won the Oscar for. And he's on this show called The Sympathizer, which is actually a good show. That he's doing a TV miniseries. He plays a lot of characters in this one. So yeah, Robert, it's fair to say that he definitely inherited his huge fandom from the Marvel people. Whether it's a combination of Marvel movie fans and Marvel comic fans. It's a combination. So yeah, there you have it, man. But like I said, but I think we're in agreement that we're in agreement that in order for Jonathan Majors to make a some sort of noise, it's got to be the fans would have to rally behind this guy. And when I say rally behind him, that means support his films. But right now it's just film, right? When the other film come out, support it, go check them out, and then do what you can to show your support online and stuff, like be verbal about stuff like that. I don't think you should. I wouldn't waste my time on trying to bring him back to Disney. I'm just saying showing support in some way. And the best way is to go out and take this small budget film and make it make a lot of money. That would be a little bit of a, may not be a head turner, but it might be an eye turner, a neck turner a little bit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Turn their whole head. But maybe their eyes just drift in that direction and say, this film here, and we starting to see, and we can't say that, the internet and social media support that that goes unseen. That's not true, especially in this day and age. It is not gone unseen. They do make note of that. Whether or not they act on it or respond to it is a whole nother thing, but they do watch it, they do look at it, they do consider it. Because if there's enough people saying one thing, you can get people to say, okay. So that's what I think we need. That's what he needs, in his mind, or what I think. I can't say what's in his mind, but he needs to, and I'm pretty sure he's moved on from that. Remember, TMZ asked him the question. He didn't offer it to anybody. He just answered the question, which I thought he did a very good job of answering that question without, offending anyone else. Anybody is offended by that, they're just hating. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Anybody offended by his answer is just a hater or just want to start trouble. So that's my real take on that. So the new M. Night Shyamalan film, Trap, just came out this weekend. It unfortunately, I'll say unfortunately, it came out this weekend because I said, I did a video on this, of a video review, which will probably come out late. It'll come out later tonight on the channel, right? What did he say? He said, did anybody actually root for
So
the?
you actually went to see an M. Night Shyamalan?
I sure did. I went to see a M. Night Shyamalan movie. And I did a review on it, which will come out later tonight on the channel on the IE network. But one of my cons, I did pros and cons, right? And then I said something about like what I would have done, and ultimately gave my score or what have you. But um, one of my cons was the release time, the release date. You released this film in between Deadpool and Wolverine and Alien Romulus. I don't know if that was a smart move. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know if that was a smart move. Um, he has a very small window. That I mean, and I didn't do the weekend recap like I always do, so I'll just skim through it now. Deadpool made another $96.8 million this weekend, which brings the top total over 800 million. So it's at $824 million and counting. So it hasn't died down yet, you know. So you got Deadpool and Wolverine that made that amount this weekend. Twisters is still making some bread, 22.8 million for Twisters. You know, Trap came in third this week and made 15.5 million opening. Pretty much, it opened on the second at 3,100 theaters, 3,100 theaters. It made 15 million domestic, made 4.6 million international, which brought it at a worldwide of 20 million. Okay, like I said, he might come out of this and say, you know what? I'm grateful for this because of where I am in the release calendar. Now, I don't know if he saw this coming. I mean, you get to see that, and obviously he doesn't make all the decision of when it releases, but I don't think that was the greatest idea. I think they should have pushed it. They should have pushed it a little bit, and why not release it? Amongst after that. But I get it. They want to get it in for the summer, what have you. But anyway, so it came out. I went to see it. And I'll say without giving any spoilers and stuff like that, that ultimate
Shamalala. It was a good
Shamalala, right.
movie.
Right. Ultimately I enjoyed it. Uh ultimately I enjoyed the film. I didn't get Shyamalan like he didn't Shyamalan me in my opinion.
Actually,
Now
he did Shyamalan you because it was a good
no,
damn movie. He
no,
Shyamalan you with the Shyamalan goodness. He
no,
Shyamalan you with
he
the Shyamalan goodness. What he didn't do was Scamalan you.
he didn't Shyamalan me. Yeah. So um but ultimately, like I said, I enjoyed it. I thought the film had uh, a lot of good stuff about it. I didn't have a lot of bad like when I did my pros and cons. I had more pros than cons. Like I said, one of the cons was the release date. I thought that kind of hurt them. Um, and I think it's gonna hurt them, money wise. Unfortunately. Another con was I for me, and this was more personal because it doesn't necessarily mean it was bad, but for me, I thought it wasn't enough violence. That was my personal, con on it. I thought, given the scope of what was going on, I would have liked to have seen a little more violence. But to combat that, I'll say it's still doesn't mean it ruined the film because the film's PG-13. It's not a lot of profanity in it. It's no sexual stuff in it, and it's not heavy violence, but it is heavy on anticipation and gives you a little, anxiety, stuff like that. The pacing, good shots. So
But
it's
it really didn't need more violence though, because
it's just
any
my
more
it's my personal.
but
I
but
just
any,
I
but
just
any
thought
but
it
any
should
more
it
but
should
any
have had
more
a little more.
violent but any but any more violence would have made it would have took away from the fact, because the last thing he wants to do is draw more attention to himself. So that's why
No,
I think it
what
was.
I would have did it in the form of, like he's done before. I would have done it more in the form of visions, like he even did it in the film, but he just backed off on the violence. But I would have did it more in maybe in flashes or some sort of backstory situation, because he is a serial killer. And other than the dialogue is fine, that's what served it at this point. Me personally, I felt I wanted to see something else that would have made, because I felt that he did a great job of presenting this character and presenting the audience with the character, so you kind of rooted for him, right? You rooted for the character, you're rooting for the bad guy, basically. uh when the twist, and I won't go into the twist, I don't want to do spoilers. When the main twist, because him being the thing is not a twist. We knew that from the trailer. Him being the serial killer is not the twist. um but when the other twist comes in, right, um I don't think he did enough to turn me against Josh Hartnett. That's why I said I think if he'd have showed something else, him doing something heinous would have successfully swung the pendulum back to the other way. Because the whole point of this, from a storyteller standpoint, is to swing that pendulum, so the conversation exists of, do I root for this guy? Do I not root for this guy? Because the whole point of writing a character that's technically a bad guy, right, is making you root for him. When you start feeling like, damn, probably shouldn't have root for him. This guy's crazy, or this guy's a POS, whatever. Give you a perfect example, Mr. Brooks. Now, they did a great job at swinging
Yeah,
the pendulum.
yeah.
They did a great job of swinging the pendulum. That filmmaker, I don't remember the filmmaker's name. He did an awesome job at making you root for him. But at some point, you saw some heinous stuff that he did, and you're like, I don't know if I can root for this guy. You kind of felt for him because he presented it as a quote unquote sickness, right? And it's da 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 da. But he did some things where you're like, whoa, wait a second. Especially you had the second character, the Dane Cook character, that you were just like, oh. So they did a good
He
job
got
of
to go.
swinging the
He
pendulum.
got to go.
Right. Exactly. So you was rooting for
He
him
had to
through
go.
most of the movie, right? But there was some other stuff where you had some parts where you're like, because you had Demi Moore's character, which, why wouldn't you root for her? You know what I'm saying? So now you're like, okay, I legitimately got a good guy and a bad guy. I felt in this film he didn't do enough to swing the pendulum to make me say, okay, I'm rooting for these guys, the feds. Because I really wasn't. I was rooting for Josh Hartnett.
Well, yeah.
When
Well, there was nothing. Well, there's nothing. I mean, it's literally a cops and robbers film. There's nothing. There's nothing. The only way they could have put it to where to make it to make it a pendulum situation, to use your phrase, is if is if one of the cops was corrupt, and there was something going on between, with one of the deaths. He was trying, maybe the corrupt cop was trying to pin one of the deaths that he did on the serial killer, and that's why he
Right.
was
I
so
mean, well,
adamant.
that's actually a cool twist. But what I think is, what I'm saying is, either he didn't do something enough. Either he didn't make Josh evil enough, or he didn't make the heroes, which is the feds in this case, good enough or cool enough for me to not root for Josh to get away. That's what I'm saying. So at some point, the mood should swing. That's what you're going for when you do these type of films, because at the end of the day, you know, I didn't feel nothing morally. Morally, you shouldn't root for Josh Hartnett. He's a serial killer. You know what I'm saying? So, but I didn't feel that. That's where I had the problem. That's what I said. I
I
said, you
felt
know,
it. I don't know. I don't understand why not. Because I felt it.
I didn't
I
feel
was
it.
I was I was I was I was totally rooting for him until he started becoming an asshole. And then I was
Well,
like,
I
oh,
mean,
okay, yeah, somebody needs to lock you up now because now you're being a dick. And so at
I
that
mean, he
point
had
you need
there was a moment at the very end, right? But at the very end, now we're at the end of the movie. I think he waited. So maybe perhaps he waited too late, in my opinion, to make it, because I was with him pretty much. Well, me personally, I was with him almost all the way through the movie, up until the very, very end twist that he put in. So and next week later on, or I might even later in the week put up a spoiler trailer. I mean a spoiler review. By the way, I'm respecting people's to go out, because there's a lot of people that's just already spoiling the movie, like already putting up reviews and stuff. But
and you know what? And we need, and maybe not today, but we need to have a discussion about that, because that is one of the reasons. That's the other reason why the box office isn't performing as well as it should, because
yeah.
people are waiting around to see these stupid spoiler reviews to see
Mm-hmm.
if they're going to see the movie or not. Oh well, I'll just wait till it comes
Right.
out on DVD to see it.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's what I mean. That's something that's not going away, unfortunately, because the internet, like on every other level, can't be regulated in that way. They
Nope.
can talk about it, that long as they're not infringing on the copyright, they can talk about it all they want. You know what I mean?
I mean, what it needs to be a loud discussion. I mean, this is something
Yeah.
that the industry really needs to start talking to people about. Like, listen, for the first 2 weeks, let's try not to spoil the film and
Yeah.
force people to, force people to really make a choice. Either go out and see it, and if you financially can't, you can't. Then
Yeah.
you wait the 8 to 10 weeks until it becomes available
Yeah.
on video. But but
No,
if
no.
you can go to the movies, listen, get off your ass and go to the movies and go see it. Stop being freaking
Yeah.
lazy.
Yeah, there's some good movies this week, this year too. Like this fall is going to be really good movies. Like it's some good movies, and I'm happy because guess what? There's some really good movies coming out, and not all of them are the blockbuster movie. You know what I'm saying, that everybody complains about, and of course they're not superhero movies, because there are no there ain't no more superhero movies really coming out this year. So there's this right here should remove the excuses from all the people that was blaming superhero movies and comic book movies for taking all of the shine away from the other movies and taking all the money. Here's your chance, people. You got some good movies coming out. Let's get out and watch them. Let's get out and check them out. If not, I don't want to hear no more complaints from people talking about, and I'm saying from the filmmakers, don't want to hear no more complaints from you guys. You got opportunity to. This is your opportunity to put your stuff out when you ain't competing against the big machine, of the Marvel, DC, whatever. I mean, you got Joker. That's the only other comic movie, like big comic movie that's coming out, right? So, you got Joker, but other than that, and Joker, just looks like a great piece of cinema again,
Oh, and
based on the cinematography.
That Transformers movie is coming out, I think.
I was
Which one?
interested in seeing
Transformers
that
one.
one.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
new cartoon.
it's funny. I'm on the fence with that one myself because
Yeah.
I'm being real traditional on this one. I'm on the fence on that. Number one, I'm not even sure if I really want. I kind of they've already told this story in the cartoons, pretty much. The stories of before Optimus Prime. He was Orion Pax. They kind of told this story already in the cartoons. So a lot of people did, made a lot of this generation didn't even see it, and maybe people don't remember it, but I don't know. And of course, I have to mention the fact that Peter Cullen is not doing Optimus Prime's uh, voice, which is just weird to me. So I'm just like, I kind of, we'll see,
I
we'll see
want to
how
see
it
it
does.
because I never saw this. I never saw this version of it before, so it's new
Well,
to me.
there's something different about it. I could tell, but yeah, because you're talking because this version, what is different, kind of. There's like another Transformers show. I don't know. There's a lot of them out. These cartoons. My daughter watches one of them. It's like called Transformer. I don't know what the hell it's called. It's a couple of,
Earth
but
Spark or something like that is the one that.
yeah, well, they had the All Spark one, and then they have one that's like more kiddie. It's like rescue something. But anyway, I think the one that has like more humans involved in it. Basically, my point is Optimus Prime and Megatron are friends. Like in this one, they kind of talk about that too, where they started off as friends and then became, arch enemies, right? Which is mostly how arch enemies are born, right? Just like staying on that staying on the Shyamalan vibe, right? He said in his films, and it's mostly it is true. At least it was that way in the comics, early in the comic years. Usually, the arch enemy is a friend of the hero, and they end up becoming mortal enemies. But so, like I said, I might watch it. I'm not running to the theater to see it, but I definitely would probably see it anyway, just to check it out. Man, I don't know why Peter Cullen is not like that man should be, it's just like saying that, even though James Earl Jones was still alive, Hayden Christensen is gonna now voice Darth Vader. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The
what?
guy is old. He probably doesn't have him in him
What? So
anymore
was
to do
James
it.
Earl Jones. So is James Earl Jones, but he still does Vader. And hell, now he done probably coined his voice. I'm sure they probably paid him a good a
Gazillion
crap ton
dollars.
of money. Yeah, they probably paid him a crap ton of money to use his voice even after he's gone. They'll probably do it, with the technology now. So Peter Cullen, yeah, he's old, but shoot, as we know, doing voiceovers is not the same as doing acting
Well,
in a movie.
and the other thing you got to remember too, this Prime's whatever his name is before he was Optimus Prime, his voice is going to be different anyway because
Yeah,
when you take in the Matrix, it actually not only changes you physically, but it also changes
change
your
your voice.
voice.
Yeah, I know. Right. He's more of a Ryan Pax. He's gonna be more of Orion Pax, which and even in the show, I'm pretty sure they had a different person voice Orion Pax, and then when he became Prime, it went back to Peter Cullen. So like I said, we'll see, we'll see. Um, but yeah, ultimately, I think the movie was good. I hate that I don't want to say much because I don't want to spill nothing, but I will say this. Um, More on the good points. Uh, Shyamalan's daughter, right? Um, what's her name? Sanika. Yeah,
Yeah, so
Sal-
Salika,
Sal-
yeah,
Salika, yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Salika Shyamalan is in this film, and she plays the superstar pop star that they go in to see. That he's taking. Um, I won't go into too much about her, but I'm just saying I'm gonna say that she did a good job. This is her first feature film, according to IMDb. It's her first major, feature film. So I did not expect her to take on a lot of the weight that she ended up taking on in the film. So that was cool to see, and the fact that she handled it well, she actually did a good job. I give her credit for that.
And you
Another
know she
thing,
did a good job because M. Night
yeah,
Shyamalan is gonna be like the rest of us brown parents. Now you know you ain't gonna get out here and embarrass me, right? When you
right,
get on when you get on set, you need to be like this. And if you don't do it like this, I'm gonna send your ass home.
yeah.
So do what I tell you
Well,
and don't give me no
she
back talk.
they definitely, well, whatever he said to her worked because she did a good job, and I was impressed. Also, like I said, always pros. Uh, you know, the concept. Shyamalan is an out of the box thinker. He only has a couple of films that he took on other properties, so they wasn't his original thoughts or his original ideas. But most of his films, idea wise, almost all of his films are good idea wise, right? He has his hits, he has his misses, but you could never say that it wasn't a cool idea. The film, even if you didn't like the film, oh, it was a cool idea. It intrigued you enough to get you out to the movies. And that's why I used to always joke about with him. I'm like, why do I keep get? That's why I came with the whole Shyamalan, Scamalon, whatever, because he is really good at promoting his movies. He does great trailers, and the fact that his movies are original thought, they're out of the box and they're different. It always draws you back to go see his film, even if you were jaded by the last film that he did.
Because what does he do? He'll give you a hit, then he'll make you mad. Then he'll
Right.
give you one or two more hits, then he'll make you mad. And because of that pattern, you just keep going, oh, should I go or shouldn't I go? Nah, I'm gonna go, but it better be good.
It better be good. I'm gonna go, but it better be good. Yeah, okay. It's like, oh well,
I
now what?
love watching people. I wish I could just go to a packed movie theater
Uh,
and just watch people come in one by one and have them on film. So, are you happy about being here? Yes.
mhm.
No. He made me come. I can't
uh,
stand this motherfucker. Because he always do
yeah,
this, that, and the third. Okay, lady, go sit down. We don't need to hear your whole story. You don't want to be here.
right.
Why are you here? I'm hoping he can hit
And
it out the park this time. Wasn't too happy last time. Maybe he'll do it this time.
yeah,
And
and he
I
made
just
his
watched old yesterday because
right.
I never got to see it in theaters. That was
Okay,
good.
right.
That was oh
And,
my god. That was
and
great.
he also did his normal thing. He made his M Night Shyamalan
Some on
cameo.
appearances. He always got to
Yeah.
make an appearance in his movies, and I love that
I,
about
I
him.
have no problem with it. I had never had a problem with it. I always told people that's not my thing. I don't do that. I actually make it a point to not be in my films. Shout out to my boy Trouble. He always tries to trick me into getting in my films. He'll say, "Hey, Wes, I need you to sit in, stand in here so we can light you." I'm like, "Yo, wait a minute. The person you lighting me for is darker than me. Why you lighting me? What do you need me sitting here for?" Next thing you know, well, you sitting there, you might as well do the role. And you're like, "Oh my god!" But I don't
And
like to be in my
and he's
films.
always consistent. Because he can't act. He sucks as an actor.
No, he's
But
not. He's not an actor. But when you
but it's
see
always
him, it's like one of those if you know situations. Because if you're new to Shyamalan, you may not even realize that's him. But you know, it's the if you know thing, Uh, hey, oh, there he is. I was waiting on where he was gonna pop up. I thought he was just gonna be like either one of the guards or like one of the
Yeah.
feds. I thought it was gonna be, but he actually had a pretty decent speaking line in this, speaking lines. But once again, back to his daughter, Shalika. She did a really good job. And I'll say this too. Um, she actually wrote and composed original songs for this movie, for the soundtrack that she's going to release. So they killed two birds with one stone. Now, I've seen a few different other reviews on the film, early reviews, and they're split down the middle. I've seen exactly four. Two of them one liked the film, one loved the film, and two hated the film. So it's typical Shyamalan reaction. One guy's the title of his review was "Trap is Crap." That was the title of his review. But
And
then
you are a sucker living in your mama's
and then
basement.
and then the other one was like "Trap slaps." You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like these people were, some people loved it, some people hated it. That's just gonna happen. Um, but
Listen,
like I said,
I'm gonna keep it a buck. There's no real reason not to like this film, none whatsoever.
I mean,
If you don't like this film, you are a hater, plain and simple, point blank, plain and simple. Even if you only give it even if you only gave it 2 stars, but you say it's a good film, but you gave it 2 stars, whatever your deductions are, great. But to sit down and just say a slap is trap is trap is whack or whatever they said. If you saying anything like that, you are a hater, and you're looking for a reason
right.
to have because
So
with stuff like that, that's clickbait lines. Oh, trap is crap. Well, what?
yeah.
Explain to me
Well, he,
why.
he he went into why, but my thing is, and mostly what he said is what I said on my review. I said some people are going to like the fact that this movie kind of served as a promotional video for his daughter's craft, and some people will like that, and some people will not like that. And I
If they
said that
even pick up
because I
on it.
had already. Oh, they are, and I mean, once they figure out, it. But what when I saw what the dude was talking about, yeah, okay, fine. But what he missed was, I mean, could have been anybody. It just so happens that it's his daughter because she's a talented pop,
And
artist or
that's
whatever.
why I say that's
Mhm.
where the hate
So
comes in. Because he was
right,
probably like, "Oh, why are you
it
promoting
could
this?
have been
Why are you
anybody,
promoting?"
and right. Well, he was see for that reason where I push back on him is it wasn't just promoting his daughter. Like every song in that film meant something to the film. Like if
Film
you listen to the
exactly.
song, it was pretty much narrating what was going on
Going
in the
on,
film. You
of
see?
course. M. Night
So
Shyamalan dope writing again.
right. So the as the the concert served as the score to the film for the most part because what was going on at the moment, and you only really pay it if you're paying attention, you'll catch it. But she had different songs at different moments, and these songs that she sang at those moments kind
In
of
particularly the
reflect.
last song that she sung
Right.
really really
Yeah,
slapped. That
it
one was like
definitely
bang
it
bang
it
bang bang bang.
right, exactly. But it was all by design, right? There's some good interviews out there with her, and they interviewing the cast and stuff like that. And she was saying, yeah, it was really great to be able to do that. Obviously her father had a brilliant idea to do that, and you know, that's what they did. So I'm cool uh with that. Because you like I said, you had the guy that I saw, and some people will still there's gonna be a lot of people that watch him that agrees with his take. Oh, don't use my time at the theaters to promote your daughter's career.
Well, how
That's
about
pretty
don't
much
you
what
wait?
he was
Don't take your time to go to the theater to see said movies because who?
exactly.
Because regardless of whatever movie you're watching, isn't that
Mhm.
advancing the person's career of whoever it is that you're watching on screen, particularly if they're
Regardless.
doing a good job? So what that says to me is, oh, it was a good film. So don't waste my time. No, how about you keep your money in your
But that
pocket and stay
but
home
that's
next
that's
time?
how these people are today. It's the same philosophy as saying, I'm not going to support. I'm not. How can you have Ezra Miller play the Flash because he's da, 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 da. People are, that on that garbage,
It's
or
so
don't be
stupid.
using
And
my
why not read? Why not read what you write before you post it? Before you
yeah.
put it
No,
out there, read it and let's
he
see
was
if it makes
definitely
sense to me. Does this make
so
sense to me before I hit send?
right. But they wanna bring out. I mean, he was determined to tear it down because he didn't like it. So that was that. You had a couple of people. Another guy was just saying he didn't like, he thought that the film, I think the other guy said he didn't completely tear it down, but he just said he just thought the film took, what did he say? He said something like the film took too long to get to the point or something like that.
No, it didn't. You just
And
wanted to
then
hurry up and leave because you didn't like the
right,
fact of what it was about, and you didn't like the
right.
fact of the film. Like
So
the trailer literally told you what you were going to go see.
yeah,
So at that point,
that's why I said from day one, this is different of Shyamalan. Like he told, yeah, of course there was another twist in it. To me, it wasn't a huge twist, but it was a twist nonetheless. That you didn't know about in the trailer. But this was the first time that I can think of that Shyamalan kind of just laid it out in the trailer what the movie's about. And that's why I said this was a different take for him because I felt like this movie didn't feel like it felt like one of those movies that should have been like what was the movie with Johnny Depp when he was trying to get his daughter and all that other stuff? What was that movie called again?
I get his daughter.
Yeah, it was like his daughter got it was another one that took place in like a large with a large cast of background actors. Oh man, what was that movie called? Uh
I couldn't tell you, bro. And I'm not in
man,
front of the computer.
nah, and it was a different type of Johnny Depp movie too, because Johnny Depp is, usually doing the Johnny Depp type of movies, but it wasn't his. It was a different, and I loved it too. Now I got to look it up because I can't. I'm gonna go
No,
crazy.
I'm looking up right now. Hold on, give me a second. I opened up my laptop.
Nick of Time. Nick of
Okay,
Time.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, uh, that's what it kind of felt like it was gonna be when I saw the trailer. Right? I was like, oh, it's gonna be like one of those type. Because he is against the clock, right? The clock is the concert, right? So that's the clock that's ticking against him. And another point I'll put out that was great is the fact that using the concert as a backdrop for the most part of the movie was awesome idea because you were in that concert in real time.
One
Concerts do
location.
right. Concerts do take about an hour and a half with an intermission, maybe 2 hours. You know what I'm
Depending on
saying?
opening
So
acts, and they even
depending
had
on
opening
right,
acts that
right,
was
depending
whack.
on right, it was whack, which happens a lot in concerts. That people get their opportunity. Not to crap on the talent. I'm just saying a lot of times because you have your opening acts and then you have like
And in
your
this case,
opening act.
it made sense to have a crappy opening act because what you didn't want is you didn't want the opening act to outshine what the daughter
Yes.
was about to do. So it
Exactly.
made
You
sense.
can't have that. You had to do that. Because that would have been the first thing the haters would have been saying. Shoot, I like the opening act better than her. That would have been the first thing people would have been saying. They hate on it. Now they couldn't hate on this because the opening act was terrible. So, but my point is, real time, hour and a half, concert, right? So, and you felt like you were in this concert with him, with them. And that was a great job by Shyamalan doing that,
And let me tell you something. You felt
pacing the film.
everything. You felt everything
Yeah,
because as a father, let me tell you something. As a father with as an only child father, meaning that my daughter is my only kid, that I
hmm
know of anyway. Um,
right.
uh, you taking your kid out to a concert is got to be the one of the most
Yeah,
irritating, nerve-wracking things because they want you to be in a rush. They're trying to get to the show because they just think if we don't get here, I'm gonna miss
yeah,
all of this greatness. And it's like,
yeah,
relax, I got this. I'm gonna get you there on time.
yeah,
Just calm down. And you're the worst parent in the world until you get to where you got to get to. Whether it's a
yeah,
concert, Disney World, Great Adventures, I don't care where it is. Until you get
yeah.
there,
Wherever you're taking them, yeah,
you are the worst parent in the world. Why are you driving so slow? Da 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 this, da 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 that, da 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 this, da 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 that. And he did a good job of putting that narrative of of the pains that now the only thing I will say is that uh there was a little too much saltine cracker on this one, sprinkled on this one, because
nah. I
or
mean,
maybe
it is what
maybe it
it
was just the
was.
right of saltine. I don't know. Because
Yeah, I personally would doesn't that didn't matter to me either way.
but the one thing I did love about it, the balance that he gave though, and he showed true fashion how some of these kids act. Because what
Mhm.
happened what happened to the other parent that when they saw
Yeah,
when they saw their friend on
yeah,
stage.
yeah, yeah. She started screaming at the kid. Started screaming at her and doing acting real white kid. So
Let me tell you something. If that would have been
real
me,
jizz. Yeah,
you would have needed every last cop in there to pull me off of
yeah.
your
Well, I
behind.
mean, well, exactly. So that's why it should have been who it was.
Yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't have been
Exactly.
realistic. It wouldn't have been realistic if it was the other way around.
Well, it would have been if they would have been in Boston, and it would have been a Boston dad or a Boston mom,
Yeah,
because it would have
but
been oops upside your head. Like, what are you doing?
yeah,
You're not embarrassing me out here talking crazy.
right.
That's the
I
only
mean,
spoiler
what
that
I
I
mean
am going
is
to put in the movie.
no, no. What I mean is if it was a black kid, a black mother, a black whatever, and that was happening, it
Oh
wouldn't
yeah.
have been realistic. So you might as
Nope.
well just left them where they was. So, but yeah, so that was that. With that being said,
Oh yeah, yeah. With that being said, from now on, call me Kevin L. Shyamalan.
oh Lord,
I'm getting a
yeah,
tattoo that says Shamalistic on my back. My,
yeah, okay, yeah.
everything I do from now on is gonna be titled KL Shyamalan.
Oh
That's
Lord,
my new nickname.
oh,
I'm getting rid of my slave master name and I'm picking up an Indian name. I am now Shyamalan.
alrighty. So, we have I saw this list come up since we're talking about Shyamalan, and this is a list of USA Today did a list of they rated uh M Night Shyamalan films in order. Um, well, not in order, but in their order. From worst to best, including Trap. Um, so I want to kind of share this and go over it with you guys. Uh, I don't really know if I agree with the stuff, but we'll see what it is. So they're doing the top 15, I guess. It says every M Night Shyamalan movie, including Trap, ranked from worst to best. So this isn't every M Night Shyamalan movie, by the way, because he has, I think, 21 movies. But anyway, 15. They'll go with the
Well,
15.
there's probably 15 movies that he wrote and directed. He had a lot of movies a lot of movies that we think that are his movies are actually movies
Yeah.
that he just produced or co-produced
Mhm.
on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but
It doesn't make
so
that
he
number more 20.
right. Well, as a director, as per IMDb, he has 19 movies and 21 total because he has two are in development, like in
Oh, okay.
development. But 19 movies that have been out that have
Out.
come out.
Right. That makes
So
sense. Okay.
because he has a few movies, he has a couple movies before The Sixth Sense, right? So, but anyway, I guess they just figured they're starting with The Sixth Sense. Anything after The Sixth Sense. So, as you see here, they got at number 15, The Happening. So
Woo!
they have that as the worst.
Bring
Number
on the
15.
BBs.
Yeah, right.
That was a
So
good movie. That was not a bad. That movie wasn't that bad, but
that
okay.
movie was bad. That movie was bad. And I mean, it started off great, like he always does. Now I'm gonna tell you right here. I think this was worse than The Happening. So I already don't agree
Oh,
with
that must be signs.
Airbender. No, this is the last
Oh,
Airbender.
Airbender. That's the one that
Yeah,
I would put at the bottom. And I
yeah.
actually like that movie.
Me too. I would put Last Airbender behind The Happening. I honestly, because at least The Happening had, in the beginning, it was pretty exciting. Like it was pretty interesting. But so they got Airbender at 14. At 13, they have After Earth. I didn't like that either.
I love that movie. That
Um,
movie was good too. I don't know why Will Smith said that's the worst movie of his career.
because it is.
It's not.
It's one of them.
Wow.
Because it is. He said it because it is. So it's one of them. People. Like I said, because
No, he only
people
said no. He only said
people
that
be
he's
crapping on
only
Wild
saying
Wild
it.
West, but Wild
No,
Wild West was not a bad movie. But
no,
I'm
it
just
wasn't.
saying.
It wasn't a bad movie, and neither was After Earth. The only difference with After Earth is After Earth. See, Will Smith was saying it was a bad movie because it was his worst box office movie.
Well, he's saying it
Yeah,
was a
sure.
bad movie because
And
he definitely
no,
said
that's what
it's
exactly
definitely
he was
his worst
referencing.
performed movie. But
No, that's not what he meant. He meant that was his worst. Yeah, his worst box office performed movie. But I don't think that was his worst performed movie. I like I said, I thought After Earth was a pretty good movie. It wasn't the
they
greatest
got
film on
that
the
at
planet, but it was good. And
well,
the
they
good
got
part
that
of
at
the movie was
13.
about his son. So
Well,
the good part
that
of the
they
movie
got
was about Jaden.
right. Well, that's probably why it was bad. But
I didn't say that,
at-
Will. Wesley Clark said it. Kevin L. Shyamalan did not say that, Will Smith.
yeah. So After Earth at 13, they got at 12, Wide Awake, 1998. I did see this. I don't remember it. It was a comedy. I don't remember it, but I know I
I,
saw this.
Wide
I don't
Awake.
remember that one. I don't
I
remember
did
that one.
see this. Rosie was
Wide
in it.
Awake. Was that the one that was released directly to Netflix?
No, this was in 1998. This was before Netflix existed, really. Well, it didn't exist. Not before it existed, but yeah. Well, it was before it existed, I think. But anyway, it wasn't released directly to Netflix. Okay, 11. They got Lady in the Water.
Oh, come on. That's higher up on the list. That was a great movie.
Man, leave it to you. They're all great movies. And Shyamalan is not. All his movies aren't great, but that's
They
your
are
opinion,
not.
so you're entitled
That
to
was
it.
a great movie.
So, Lady in the Water at 11. They got number 10. They got Glass.
Now they on some bullshit now.
That they got number 10 is Glass.
They're
So they
on some
feel
BS now.
there's nine more movies better than Glass, in their opinions. They said here, the anticipated follow up to the Unbreakable and Split is a well-made but frustrating attempt to close out a superhero Among Us tale. Third
Yeah,
act,
I agree with that one.
yeah. Third act swerves are are what's it are more confusing than revelatory. They're more confusing than revelatory, though fans of the early films get lost on screen time with their main men, Bruce Willis, Samuel Jackson, and James McAvoy, in a mental facility. And it's a letdown to what could have been a great 3-film ode
It
to
was
comic
not. Oh,
books.
shut up, crybaby.
So the third act wasn't that great in that film.
No, it wasn't.
I thought they spent a little time. I thought they spent a little bit of time, too much time building up because we already knew all three of these characters. So I just thought so I'm more didn't like the second act as much. I think the third act was okay with them fighting and all of that stuff, but I thought they took too long building up to that because we already know these characters. We have 2 movies that explain all 3 of these characters. 3 movies, no, yeah, 2 movies that explain all these characters. So we only new person was the Doctor. So I think it took it too long to get up to that. It's definitely the worst in the trilogy. Number 9 is old. All right, they got number 9 old. Number 8 they got Trapped. So they got Trapped at number 8. It's in the top 10. So they got Trapped there. Number 7, The Village.
That should have been the worst one. Sorry.
You know what? Stop being angry because you got misled.
Yeah. So they
That
got
movie
that.
was good. That movie was good all the way up till the reveal, and I was cracking the hell up because people was mad in that movie theater that day. Oh my! People were verbally cursing out loud. This is some bull. What is the
I was probably one of them too. So what is this?
I was cracking up. It was hilarious.
Number 6 is The Visit.
Oh, that was a great movie.
Well, I mean, it's at number 6, Kev. So, I mean,
okay, yeah, that is at number 6. Yeah, so all right. Yeah.
We're in the top 10 now. There's no complaints.
I mean,
You can't make no complaints for the top 10.
he took with that movie. He took the story of Hansel and Gretel and turned it on its head. It was beautiful. Right. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. Number 5 is Knock at the Cabin. That's just recently came out in 2023. Also,
I still haven't seen that. I still haven't seen that yet.
A film I saw it. It was actually pretty good. Once again, completely different type of concept, right? From Shyamalan. So, Knock at the Cabin, and that actually came out. I don't even know. Did that even go into the? Did it go?
No,
to
that went directly. I think that went directly.
I think that was right on Peacock or whatever, like straight
from
Peacock. Like it might have been simultaneously. It might have went into the movies, but it was straight on Peacock. But that was I think a lot of people might have slept on it because it didn't go to the theaters or whatever.
Maybe.
Number 4, they have Split. Okay. We all know how that was. Number 3, they got The Sixth Sense, which I don't agree with. Sixth Sense.
Nah, that's wrong right there. That's wrong.
Yeah. They got number 3, The Sixth Sense. Number 2, they have Unbreakable. And number 1, they got Signs.
You know what? I gotta agree with you on one thing. I gotta disagree with them on one thing. Signs should be higher up. Knock at the Cabin. Let me tell you something. This
wait a minute.
This movie should be number 1.
Signs should be number 1. It is number 1. So how much?
No. I said Signs should be moved up further on the list.
He means back. You mean
further down, however you want to put it.
Okay.
It should be in the late 10s, early teens. Knock at the Cabin. This movie, this was in theaters, Wes. This came out during the pandemic, I think, or right after the pandemic, or something like that.
The pandemic, yeah, it was in 2023. Did you see this then?
Yeah, I saw it in the theater. I did. I saw it in the theaters.
Okay, yeah. So they have that. So now, all right. First of all, then this just is my opinion. You guys can state yours. In my opinion, number one should be the Sixth Sense. That's the
Yep.
that's my opinion. You could kind of, I would probably agree with Unbreakable being number two for me. This is my part opinion. And then I would move Split to number three. It's one of the two. I might even move Split ahead of Unbreakable because Split was excellent. I mean, excellent direction, excellent story, excellent acting. Um, so I can go either or, two or three, but let's keep Unbreakable at three, and I mean at two, and put Split at three. I'm moving Signs the fuck up out of here. All right, that's as far as I'm concerned. I'm bumping up a Knock at the Cabin because I thought that was excellent. I'm moving The Village up out of here, out of top 10 at least. I'm moving I'm moving Old up in front of The Village for sure. And I will definitely move Glass. Well, Glass is in the top 10. Um, and then I'm gonna say, Trap. So if I'm bumping The Village, then I'm bumping up Trap to probably be number 6 out of the top 5. And yeah, I'll just stop there. The rest of them I really don't care about. So I'll stop at 5 and 6. And
Well,
that's where I'm going with it.
well, I'll just say mine are The Sixth Sense was good, and it was and the only reason why I keep it on any kind of a list is because it has a little bit of nostalgia for me. Because I think I took my daughter and my at the time my stepson. We went because I didn't know we were going. I didn't know what we were looking at, and we went to go see it. And it wasn't that bad, so it wasn't that scary. So it was pretty cool. They fell asleep anyway. Um, I
So
gotta say, I
so
gotta
what's your
say,
number? You said The Knock at the Cabin is number 1 for you, or is it?
yeah, Knock at the Cabin is number one for me. Um, then then The Sixth Sense, then Split,
Mhm.
and then all of his movies because all of them are just great and awesome.
So you got Knock at the Cabin 6. So where do you put Unbreakable?
Oh, I don't know. It's there somewhere. It's just on the list because it's just all movie greatness.
At least give me 5,
Kevin,
Kev. Come
Kevin, man, I
we do
really,
this for give me 5.
It's
wait a
M
minute,
Night
Kevin,
Shyamalan.
man,
And all of them
Kevin,
are
man,
number. All of them. I cannot rank them all. I refuse to rank them all because M Night Shyamalan is the greatest director ever.
Kevin, man, I really need to know what you drinking over there, cause damn, I need a sip of it, cause I don't know what you drinking.
I
But
am
bro,
drinking. I am drinking life, and
He's
I'm
drinking
telling
that
you,
Shyamalan. He's
and Ralph,
drinking the
I'm
Shyamalan
drinking a big old glass of Chamalade. You damn right I
Shamalade.
am.
Yeah, he's drinking the Shamalade. That's what he's
cause I mean, I'm
I'm drinking a
sorry,
big old
bro.
glass of Chamalade. And Ralph, I'm going to tell you right now, you don't want to drink what I'm drinking because really what I'm drinking is a glass of salt water because I'm nauseous and my back is hurting like a mother sucker. So you don't want to drink what I'm drinking because if you want to drink what I'm drinking, you can take
Well,
this
then
pain
maybe
along
that
with it.
salt.
Uh,
No,
but
that
the
salt might be.
but yeah,
So
that's
that
one,
that
Well,
two,
that
three.
pain that pain is must be going to
but
your
that pain
brain.
must be affecting your judgment. I'm sorry, man. No
And I put
disrespect to
trap. I
No
put trap.
disrespect to M. Night Shyamalan, but some of the stuff he's made is garbage.
No, it's
I'm
not.
not going to
It's
sugarcoat
nowhere.
it.
No. I refuse. I
Well, I
refuse to
mean
say that.
that's his opinion. So
I,
let
I,
him
re- I,
let him
re- I
say his
refuse.
opinion.
Nope, and I'm
This-
not gonna let it
I need
stand. I
I
need
need to
you.
get.
I
Let's
need
get.
reasons why it's garbage. Now, here's what I'll say to finish off my list is that I'll round it off with. Well, actually, I'll make Trap number 3, and then we'll go with Split, and then we'll go with Glass.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
that's my top 5. And I probably, if I really think about it, I probably have to move around because I really like Signs a lot too. So I would make that number 6.
Okay.
I
Oh,
I put
go
like
ahead, Ralph.
this, man. The happening should be number 99. The Last Airbender should be 1005. They are just garbage. But if we're gonna keep it to a top three, I'm going West. Sixth Sense is always gonna be number one. I'm feeling split two. I'll
Mm.
give Unbreakable number three, and then
I have
number
no problem with
four.
that. It can go either or for
Yeah,
me. I have
yeah.
no
Then
problem.
number four, I may kick in with Signs. I may kick in
Okay.
with Signs. Right. I'm
Yeah.
not too sure about number five because the cabin movie I did not see, so I don't know if it's good. But
Mm.
some of the other M Night Shyamalan movies I saw, The Happening, no. The Last Airbender, no. The Last
Did you
Airbender
see
is a
Trap?
whole. I haven't seen
You
Trap
didn't
yet.
see Trap yet.
Oh,
Seen
okay.
Trap yet.
Did you see well you saw Glass. Where
I
do you
saw
put
Glass,
Glass?
but I can't put Glass in my top five because I
Okay.
really don't like the way that it ended.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
it was like bro, you created something that most people can't do. You created an original comic book
Comic book.
movie, and
Well,
you
Comic book
you
killed him.
series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you killed him. You killed both of them. I was like, come
Comic
on,
book
man.
series. Right. But he did it was the whole Heroes Amongst Us situation. So there was always a possibility that there's other heroes amongst us out there, right? So
Agreed. Agreed.
he
I mean,
could
split black.
still continue that
You could
thing.
continue with
And
the son. You got the son and the girl. They could continue on like as a new
yeah.
comic dude. Hell, they could be the Wonder Twins for all we know. I don't know, but
I,
but I just
I,
I just I just didn't like the way Glass ended. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
really, God, really?
I am
You
gonna
know,
say this much. With us talking about this, I do realize that M Night Shyamalan has a theme. He likes to film women with big eyes. Anna Taylor Joy,
Mm,
his daughter, and what's her face? Ron Howard's daughter, her fine self, hands off. Um, why
with
can't I
big
remember
eyes.
this woman? Well, I can't remember her name. She was
Ron
in
Howard
Lady in the
still?
Water. Oh, you know what? That's the movie they left off. They left off Lady in the Water.
No,
No,
it's
I
right
was in
where it
here.
needs to be.
Oh,
It's
was
right
okay.
where it needs to be.
Ralph ain't playing. Ralph said, "No, I
It's
should
right
right
where
where
it needs to be.
Yo, he making my back hurt, man. Oh my
Ralph,
god.
Ralph ain't playing, yo." He said, "No, it's
It's
right
right
where it
where it
need to
needs to
be."
be.
Then they got Lady in the Water out of the top 10 at 11. I think it should be further back than that.
No, it's no.
Nah.
That's
It's
actually
it.
out of all of the movies that are above 10.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
the ones that's behind it, I guess yeah, they belong there.
yeah,
Yeah, they belong
that's
there.
where that
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
is actually the
It's
one
where
that's
it
really
should be.
placed right where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it should.
Actually,
Yeah, I agree. I agree with both of you on this one. Then I did. I went back and I'm like, okay, yeah. After Earth, the Airbender. But yeah.
I might feel a little softening for After Earth. Maybe move After Earth up a
Right.
spot. But sorry, man. The Village is the worst one. No, no,
why was
no.
it the worst? Well, it was the worst because of the ending.
The whole movie. What?
Nah,
What?
because the
No, but
movie
it's
was
not. It's not. It is not the worst. The worst M Night Shyamalan, in my view, is The Last Airbender. I think that was the worst one.
and the
Yeah,
only
that
reason
should be
why
number.
and the
That should
only
be
reason why I will agree with you as far as it being the worst movie is because a lot of the general public was mad at him because they were saying that he did not that why weren't all the characters Asian, but technically speaking some of them were Asians, were Indian, so they're South Asian. They weren't like quote unquote Chinese, which people think Aang is, but he's not. He's probably really Japanese or whatever. Um, so because of that, of the
Mm,
issues of the translation from the anime to the cartoon, I mean to the live action. That's the only reason why I
I mean,
agree with people.
it
I
was the effects were bad. The
Yeah,
effects in that movie was bad.
the
Yeah,
acting was
bad
bad, the
effects.
scenery was bad, the name titles were bad, the music
Dialogue
was
wasn't
bad.
great. The
I
music
mean,
was bad. And even the dialogue wasn't that great either. So I'm just that movie was just that showed me that M. Night Shyamalan should just stick to what he knows, making original films. Now, the knock at the cabin or whatever, that is based off another property too. So that was his redemption. Because that knock at the cabin, I believe, is based on another property.
and he
So for
knocked that
me,
one out the park. I'm sorry.
that was his redemption at doing another property and making the film. Because normally he makes up all his ideas. That's why that's one of the credits that I give him. That he's a out of the box thinker. Right. So and if you go through all of these movies, the one thing that you can say, like them, love them, hate them, wanna burn them, they're all different. None of them are the same.
I will agree. They're all different.
They're all
I,
different.
I can agree with
You know
that.
what,
They're
Ralph?
all
Just
different.
don't listen, Ralph. Just don't say nothing, okay?
No,
Because even the way you said they're all different.
Well, they
yeah,
are. Well, I'm not gonna
they are.
lie. They are.
Yeah,
That's not
they're
under.
all different.
I mean, I like M. Night Shyamalan, but listen,
And
man.
he not that ain't shaded. He ain't shaded him by
I'm not
saying
It's the
that
shading.
way.
either.
No, it was the way he said it. You can hear it in his voice, like, yeah,
Listen,
yeah, okay.
look.
If
I'm
I
gonna be
have to
honest.
agree with you, okay, I agree with you. They're all different, but
No,
that's all that's good about it is that they're different.
listen. The only thing I'm gonna say about this, like I like a whole lot of different directors. There are very few directors that, if you ask me my top 10 directors right this minute, there are very few of those directors that have never had a bad movie. Everybody got a bad movie. I don't care. Spielberg got a bad movie. Nolan got a bad movie.
Yep.
League has got a bad. Everybody has a bad movie.
They all have at least one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's only one. There's only one person I think that doesn't have a bad movie, maybe two. Mel Gibson and what's his face? Quentin Tarantino are probably the only two directors that don't really have any bad movies.
Okay, I'm even gonna put Nolan in that one. He doesn't really have a
Yeah,
bad one.
no
He
one
may
is
have
another
something
one.
that.
No one is another one.
I don't even know Nolan. I don't know if Nolan has a bad movie.
No, he
I
don't
mean,
have
all
no
his
bad
movies.
movies.
I
He
don't know
don't
if
have
he
no
has
bad
an
movies.
actual bad movie.
He
Yeah,
doesn't.
that's
You
yeah.
he has no Nolan. What I would say about Nolan is he has movies
But
that
Gibson didn't
he
direct a
hasn't
lot
made.
of movies.
Hey,
He picked
Ralph,
his
He
movies
Ralph.
hasn't made
very
a bad
good.
movie. He certainly has made movies that leave you confused. Like
Yeah,
what?
that's what I was gonna say.
But that's
Confusingly
not bad.
frustrating.
Yeah, Tenet is a good movie, but it is extremely confusing. It's
I
like
love that. That is my favorite movie by him. That
I
and
And
man, oh my
in
goodness.
the next movie that Mel Gibson got coming out is the one that we talked about off air, Kev. Flight Risk.
Risk, yeah.
That looks good. That looks pretty good. Now they you know what they did with this one? It's funny. I can see how they did the marketing. They didn't say directed by Mel Gibson. They just said from the man who bought you Apocalypto and Braveheart. You know what I'm saying? That's what they said. So, if you ain't paying attention, you miss it real quick how they threw it in the credits because they didn't say just come out and say directed by Mel Gibson. But I knew when I saw that, I'm like, oh, Mel Gibson directed this. Cool. So yeah, he
He's a
directed
damn
that.
good director.
Yeah. That
he
movie
has
was good.
become a damn good director. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm
yeah,
here, and then I started hearing this rumor. I don't know if it's rumor or not, but that if they do go ahead Lethal Weapon 5, that he was going to
yeah.
direct it.
He's
I was
directing
like,
it. Yeah, it's
yeah,
in development.
yeah.
Yeah. It's listed as in development, and he will be the director, which makes sense.
Oh,
Which
this is
makes
gonna be crazy. This is gonna
yeah,
be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I have the mental fortitude to even deal with that. Because he's gonna dig deep in his acting bag. Because now it's gonna be oh, y'all let me direct films again? Okay, let me go back to where I left off. And and he had time to sit there. He's like a pot of stew. If you ever had a pot of good beef stew, that's the beef stew that sat for like 10 hours. And
Beef bouillon, beef
and
bouillon.
just
Oh,
Ralph, talk about it. What did you say, Ralph?
beef bouillon soup.
Say it again, Ralph. Say it again,
Beef
Ralph.
beef bouillon soup, man. Oh man, it's just
All
been
right. So
sitting.
go ahead, Ralph. I'm just gonna let you go ahead and finish it up. Go ahead.
I'm
Yeah,
dead set.
no.
I give Mel Gibson, if you're going to do a Lethal Weapon 5, I mean, hell,
I'd want
he's
him to
probably the
direct it.
best person to
Yeah.
do it, other
I'd
than
want him to
Danny
direct
Glover.
it.
Other than Danny Glover, I mean, Danny
Right.
Glover.
I
I
definitely
know,
would want it.
but
I
Mel
definitely would
Gibson,
want him to direct it.
and
Why?
I think if Mel Gibson does direct Lethal Weapon 5, one of those two guys are going to die. Either Murtaugh or Riggs is. I would probably sit there and
I can
say
see
Riggs.
Riggs. I can see
Riggs passing
especially
away.
because he's directing it. I could see Riggs getting killed in it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, first of all, this is definitely going to be the last one, and for the most part, unless they somehow bring somebody else to do it, like pass it on. But for the most part, this is going to be the last one,
I
and
think
I
they're
can
both
see
gonna die in the beginning.
Well, nah, not in the beginning. That's not gonna. I doubt that. Maybe he might die in the beginning.
Yeah, I see Murtaugh making it out. I don't see Riggs making. I think because in everyone, Riggs is the one that's really getting it, where he's almost. I mean, he almost died in 2. He almost died in 3. He almost died in 4. Just saying.
Yeah, he keeps almost dying.
He gets shot.
Unless they just go to flip the script and kill Murtaugh in the beginning, and Riggs just goes off on some ish.
Now, if they're still,
we're not ready for that movie, Wes.
but
We're not ready for that movie.
if they were still on the
I'm
job,
ready.
if the two of them were still on the job and Murtaugh dies, right now Mel Gibson really does become he goes back to the guy from the first movie. Oh yeah,
Listen, Ralph, West, I'm telling you, the general public is not ready for that movie. They're not ready to crown Martin Riggs as the most lethal weapon of all action movies ever made. They're not ready for that. Because I'm telling you, that's the movie you're gonna get. That's the movie. If you kill, you're killing his man. You're killing like. Granted, he's a friend. He's a friend exactly. He's a friend of the family and everything. But Murtaugh is his living flesh and blood. That's his brother. You kill him, it's a wrap. The movie is going to be nothing but bullets and blood. That's it.
It's gonna be blood. But that's what I want. I'm sorry. I want to see a Riggs bloodbath, like Ralph said. Go back to Riggs from the beginning.
The man from Paycheck or the guy from Paycheck.
I don't want to see that. You know what I want to see? I want to see Riggs become Rambo from Rambo 4.
Oh no. Oh God, they don't want that. Oh Jesus Christ, there's not a rating on the world that's ready for that one. Oh,
that's what I want to say.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ooh,
yeah,
because that Rambo. Let me tell you something.
I can see him. I can see them killing because to be honest with you, don't get me wrong, they're both the beloved characters and everyone's heart will sink. But it would sink a lot if Murtaugh's the one that dies because he's got the family. You know what I'm saying? Like with Murtaugh, he's got the character where it ain't just him you're invested in. You're invested in his whole family. You know what I'm saying?
And technically speaking, he was the comedic. He was the levity. I'm not going to disrespect his character and say he was the comedy of the two, but the levity of the show came from him because he was always moping and complaining like an old man does. So
I take it back. I take it back what I just said. You know what I think would really set him off, which would seem that if Murtaugh's oldest daughter died.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Yeah.
If she died and Riggs was doing something and he felt it was his fault that she died. Now he want revenge. That's what I want to see. That's
technically
what I want.
speaking, Ralph, it could be any of them from that household.
No,
No, and here's
specifically
no.
the
I'm
oldest.
explaining to you why. I'm explaining to you why. The wife does his clothes. She makes his lunch. She makes his dinner, just like her husband's. She
That's
found his
true, but
pen.
that's true. But the daughter started liking him from Jump Street. When she first
Right.
seen him, she's
Yeah,
like, "Oh
yeah,
my
He has
yeah.
god!"
This is true.
that little closeness to her. He feels like, plus she is
Oh,
the
and he had
oldest
to help go
daughter,
save her too. Yeah,
right? He
I
had to
forgot
go
about that
save her
part. Yeah,
before. So losing her this time would be devastating because he's already saved her before.
Yeah.
Um,
So
but
it's something
I
that
think it would be I think it would either one of them. If it was her, but if it was Murtaugh, it would be real heartbreaking because now you got to deal with the family and his loss, and you got to deal with Riggs and his loss. And there's nobody without Murtaugh. There's nobody to reel Riggs back
Rick
in.
in
no,
nobody,
That's the
nobody.
problem.
Because
There's
remember,
nobody to reel him
mm-mm,
back in.
let me tell you something.
well,
And if let me tell you something. And if
now his
the
wife,
wife is
except
still
now his
alive,
wife.
and if
Yeah,
the wife is still alive, you know what she gonna say? Go get they
go
ass.
get
Yeah, go get him.
shit. You want a partner? You want a
I'm gonna
partner?
put it like this:
Yeah, she gonna fund it.
if you sitting out in the audience and you watching it in 40x, bring you a bulletproof vest and a helmet because you might get
Yeah,
or a flak helmet because it might be some tracer rounds that might come through the screen
yeah,
and
yeah. It's
and
just
and, and,
it's
and hit you.
so I'm hoping that
I
they
can
go
see
that
Mel
route.
Gibson
We'll
doing
see.
that. I can see Mel Gibson doing. He said for this one, this gonna be Lethal Weapon 5 in 3D, and bullets really come flying through the
Yeah,
Yo,
okay.
because I'm
Let me
telling
tell
you,
you something. I'm gonna tell you something. Since I was a kid, I got scarred from 3D, and I tell you what scarred me: Friday the 13th, Part
part
3
3 in
in
3D.
3D. When that harpoon shot,
came through
I
the screen.
I took my glasses off. That's how crazy I was. Like, whoa! And other people in the theater literally took their glasses off at that part. They was like, what the? Because
Hey Ralph, hey Ralph, guess where I saw that movie at?
Where? New York
I
City.
saw Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D on a summer camp trip, and we was on 42nd Street on the northbound side, the main 42nd Street, between 7th and 8th, and it was on the north side. It was in the movie theater that's right after, well now it's the Disney theater, I think, where the Lion King is. It was a theater that was right after that. We saw it in there. And man, let me tell you something. That was between, I don't know what was creepier, the movie theater or the damn movie.
yeah, that movie was like I said, it was great movie, but that part just threw me off with the harpoon. Everything else I was cool with. It was like cool. Oh, this is cool. This is cool. But that harpoon shot, yeah, that was
And
the money shot right there.
yeah, yeah,
Everybody was
and
like,
They knew what they
yo,
was doing. They
yeah,
knew
they
it.
knew what they
Ralph,
was
you know
doing.
what, and you know what else was dope about that movie theater? When you walked into the theater, they had because they were showing it into, because I think it was a double theater, and they were showing it in both of the theaters, and it took up both of the market, like the showcase boxes where they have the movie theater posters. They had the
Mhm.
movie theater posters for the movie, and then at the bottom, they had clipped scenes from the other movies. So like on one side there was three pictures at the bottom, like picture the main poster, and then at the bottom there was like two or three different pictures from the past films. And one of the pictures they had was a picture of the mother's head. Um, Another picture they had of Jason,
Man, that damn
and
game is even scary. The game. I played the game as
I
Jason,
didn't even know there
and I
was
was
a game.
scared. Yeah, there's a
Yeah, it was a
game. You could
Nintendo
play
game. It was a
Jason.
Nintendo
I
game.
played as Jason and still got scared because I was playing it with my headphones on, and the sound is creepy. It sounds like you in the
Yeah.
movie, and then you keep hearing that not stupid, but you keep hearing that voice. Get him, Jason. Get him, Jason. It's the
Get him.
damn mother. And I'm like, yo, I gotta stop playing this game because this is crazy. I can't be playing this game at night with my headphones on But anyway, we're gonna end the show on that note. We'll be back next week, people. I appreciate everyone in the chat room. Shout out to the
Oh, wait,
chat
wait.
room. Of
Hold on a
course,
second.
Joseph.
Joseph. That Jaws 3D movie was garbage. I was like, no,
Yeah, Joseph.
no.
Joseph, I can't hang in here with you for that one. And I've been
Nah,
watching a
bro.
lot of shark
Jaws
movies this
3 and
week. Now
3D.
3D
Nah,
is
bro.
garbage.
Man.
Nah, you can keep that one. Keep that one. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like any 3D movie that isn't shot for 3D. I'm tired of people when they a lot of 3D movies
Can
they
we
kind
not
of
talk about
make it
this? Didn't you
in
say the show
3D.
was ending? Can we not
Yeah,
talk about
show's
this?
over. I don't like
Yeah,
stuff like that. But
yeah.
anyhow,
We're not talking about
thanks
this
for
because that damn the Titans movie got me for $90 to watch that trash.
yeah, we're gonna end
Yeah.
on that note because we about to go up. We about to go crazy right now. Yeah, Joseph, though we do appreciate you, even though you can keep that Jaws
You
3D.
keep the
But
Jaws
we
3D, man.
appreciate you, of course. Catch us next week when we're back here again talking the same things we talk. I think maybe we'll go a little bit more into trap by then because everybody should have seen
And
it by
long legs. We got to talk about long legs. We need
and
to talk
long
about
legs.
that.
We'll go into that as well. All
Yeah.
right, cool.
But
So we'll catch up.
3D. I'm saying this today. Today is August 5th. Listen, Fox, Disney. If I spend that $27 for Alien Romulus in 3D and it sucks, I ain't never
Wait,
seen
what?
it.
Ralph, do
Yeah.
not
It
spend
wasn't
your
shot,
money.
but it wasn't shot for 3D, was it?
I don't
No.
know. They have been advertising it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Nah,
No, I'm sorry. They're advertising for IMAX. I don't think they're
Oh,
advertising for 3D.
IMAX. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah. It
see
was
it in
probably
IMAX.
shot with
But
IMAX
if
camera.
it's
It was
not
definitely
shot
shot with IMAX camera.
in 3D, I don't recommend anybody. So anyway, goodbye everybody. Peace and shalalala. Shamalala.
Wow. Wow.